Hey all, and welcome back to Sonic Mania Plus. Ooh, this is a lot more good future-esque. I don't think I've actually seen this before, Flame.
Yeah, this is a really kind of... It's like a more light-hearted take on Oil Ocean. Like, Oil Ocean in Sonic 2, I remember it being like, you're getting closer to the end and you got this dangerous-looking oil processing factory place. Whereas here it's like, it's just a casual stroll through the dangerous oil processing place.
We might as well have some, like, visitors tags on our chests and whatnot. We're just going for a stroll.
Yeah, like, this is just maybe your tour day, see what goes on, and we'll just hide how many environmental issues we're probably causing with all of this.
It's okay, all the employees have been turned into robots anyway, so there's no one to report it to.
Oh, that's fine. We don't have to worry about the Earth becoming uninhabitable to humans if all the humans become robots.
Flame, why did you ever pick up that fire shield? You are causing so much damage to the ozone layer right now.
I don't care because it looks cool.
Well, if it looks cool, then do it. That's what my grandpappy always said, and he's never steered me wrong yet. Except getting me addicted to Sonic for life, so hey ho. Richie, what's your take on Oil Ocean, mate?
It's okay. He says, you know, once again, completely forgetting what any of the original versions looked like or sounded like or anything.
Okay, well, let me pose to you a more interesting question then. Oil Ocean is often, at least from what I've seen, I could be entirely wrong here, brought up as one of the levels that people were kind of divisive. A divisive pick, shall we say. So, if you absolutely had to, what would you use, I guess from like 2D or 3D, because you could just make a 2D version of a 3D level, to replace it with?
Ooh, oh gosh, now you're racking me bloody brain. I suppose so. It's what position are we at in the map? It's like level 7.
About that.
About that. So you want something a little bit sort of quirky, a little bit somewhere in the middle, not anything overly exciting, but something that's going to keep you going. Maybe like the Dragon's Cave from Black Knight?
Huh. Why that exactly? That's a bit of a random pick, although I did ask you to pick a random pick, so...
Yeah. I don't know, just that, you know, I want Black Knight to get a little bit more appreciation, and I suppose that might be a sort of... I know that we've had caves and stuff before, but sort of like those lightning dragon things as a sort of aesthetic would be really quite cool as a level gimmick.
Yeah, I suppose so. And, you know, you just said cave, it just sparked my imagination. Mystic caves, though. That's perfect for this point in the game.
It would be, although if I were going for a Sonic 2 pick, I would probably lean towards Metropolis. And I'm pretty sure I brought this up last time we were here as well, but like, to me, it's one of them levels that I like the look and the theme, and I really like the music, but it's let down by some... Let's be real here, some pretty dickhead level design, so I would like a sort of rebalanced take on Metropolis. That would be really cool.
Can we get one that doesn't make me want to die? Thank you, Izuka, thank you.
Maybe that was the real Genocide City after all.
Maybe that was the genocide within us all, Flame. Cancel us on Twitter today.
Now, Rich, this is something that I want to bring to you, because I remember you mentioning in our last commentary of Mania, one of the reasons why you weren't too keen on Oil Ocean being there was because it felt a bit too similar to Chemical Plant. And I'm curious, does this redesign, this visual redesign, make it a bit more distinct for you? Because it does to me.
I'm feeling like it does, not necessarily in terms of the parts of it, but definitely colour palette wise, it's like, I can't remember what the original Oil Ocean looked like, but it is feeling slightly different. But also this whole fog mechanic, like, I don't seem to recall that being there. I might be completely...
That was there in the Ocean Mania, yeah.
Then clearly it is something to do with just, yeah, the colour redesign. It does feel very different visually, and I am a bit more okay with it than I think I was still, chemical plant, oil ocean, still effectively the same level gimmick type idea. Still a bit like, really? But it feels better than it did, so I'm down with that.
Much like in Generations, in a perfect world, we'd get 2 picks per game, but that would require a lot more manpower and a lot more, game development time, and Sega doesn't seem to want to produce any 3D Sonic that goes past 3 hours nowadays. Now, call me crazy, I like Sonic games that tend to air 3D-wise on the longer side. Even if they are padded and whatnot, they usually get around it with stuff like multiple character scenarios or just different routes and whatnot. It's only like in the case of Unleash you had actual padding in the case of the medals, and quite frankly that was only when trying to get into the final day level. So speaking of, they tested that on the Xbox One,
Xbox Series X.
Thank you, Jesus. I was trying not to make that faux pas, but it happened anyway. And yeah, wouldn't you know it, Adabat Day, Jungle Joyride Day, runs at a smooth, crisp 30 frames per second, as God intended.
It only took them 12 fucking years to reach 30 FPS.
That's how ahead of the fucking curve they were, mate.
Yeah, but, I think the problem why we keep getting short games now is the combination of the boost gameplay style that they tend to stick with these days and the short development cycles. It's just unsustainable to make that many big levels, because the levels go by quickly, but there has to be a lot of level for Sonic to run past quickly. And trying to turn that around in a year, it's just not going to happen, and that's why we almost always get a filler gameplay style accompanying it, despite the fact that even with the filler, the games are like 2-3 hours long. Yeah. It's that's one of the reasons why we had the other gameplay styles in Forces. So I think that's why they went so hard on having equal representation of classic and modern in Generations.
Yeah.
It's, it's a sort of necessary evil with the work style that they got going on now. And I know that it's probably not the case, given we were originally going to have that thing of, through 2020, we'll show something new every month. So they probably had a game already going. But if it were a case of something got delayed behind the scenes, I hope that means that we're going to get something a bit more substantial.
It would be nice.
Let me dream.
Yeah, well, we'll discuss this more in the final part, but hell yes. Now, if there was any level from 3K that I would pick, it would either be Ice Cap or this. So I'm very happy that Lava Reef got in and got all HDFI'd and nice and remixed and whatnot. I'm just making up words right now, but really they haven't so much as changed the palette here as upped the heat effect.
Yeah, but that works for Lava Reef because it's like a slightly different temperature to it in terms of the colour section, and so it does feel quite a bit different to original Lava Reef, even if it's more subtle.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like Lava Reef a lot, especially the music. The music is one of the most memorable parts of Free and Knuckles to me, and this is the highlight. And I will admit, part of that also comes down to that one vocal arrangement from OC Remix back in the day, but I love that as well,
Can't say I've actually even heard of that. I was about to say, which Jetsons song did this rip off?
No, that was Ice Cap. But I remember when that first came about, and it almost felt like forbidden knowledge, given how long that was a mystery where Ice Cap had been rearranged for up until that point.
Yeah, seriously, it was like the Sonic 1 beta just randomly being found. It's like, should I be looking at this right now?
Am I allowed to?
Am I gonna die in I don't know how old Sonic, 16 days?
Yeah. No, but it is neat, and this we'll see later on in the level as well. This is another one that does the smooth palette transitions a lot better than Classic Sonic did as well.
Nice.
I'm managing to actually get some Knuckles showcase here, because although Mighty and Ray are the new characters for Encore mode, we didn't show Knuckles in the original run, so he needs a bit of love as well.
Very true.
That's the point, Flame. We probably won't be doing a Knuckles playthrough of Mania, so what exactly changes in his scenario, per se?
Well, in terms of his gameplay, it's pretty much how Knuckles always was. Like, Knuckles here is 3K Knuckles, so he has the glide, he has the climb, but in exchange for that he has a worse jump. In terms of the actual level layout and that, it's mainly just Mirage Saloon that's different. There's a few extra walls that he can punch through, like you see there, he didn't have to spin dash through, so, you know, you can play through the levels slightly differently, but it is pretty much the same game.
Okay.
But then that's how he was in 3K as well, isn't it? So it is faithful in that respect.
There are a few alternate routes here or there, maybe like one unique boss, but story-wise, unlike 3K, I'm not sure anything particularly changes.
Oh, there is a great new cutscene in Knuckles' ending when you're doing the Knuckles and Knuckles mode. And that is, like, I know, spoiling the ending and that, but it's a great little cutscene of Knuckles basically reading a storybook to the other animals on South Island as though he'd been telling them a story about what had happened.
I love those kind of framing devices.
Well, it fits, doesn't it? Because it is Knuckles' wacky story about how two of him went and took down Eggman.
I guess that's the only way that would work while still being an actual story, so yeah.
Though I would like it if Knuckles just had this canon clone now that just shows up out of nowhere sometimes.
I mean, I would not put it past Sega to introduce that somehow or some way, because I mean, they've done it that many times with Sonic. Like, he's had that many clones over the years that you just kind of be like, oh yes, so here's, yeah, you know, Blue Sonic, Young Sonic, Black Sonic, Silver Sonic, Female Sonic. You're just adding in, yeah, here's Knuckles, here's Evil Knuckles, here's Monstrosity Knuckles.
Are we talking about Archie here?
So, yeah, I could imagine it.
It is kind of nice to see Knuckles in a role where we can still appreciate him, though, because I don't like how flanderized Knuckles got over time. And admittedly, it was the alternate continuity in Boom that really pushed it there, but making him, like, the unfit leader in Forces didn't do him much of a favour either.
No, it also didn't feel right for his character either. Like, Knuckles is not the character who would have gone and done any of that.
Well, Knuckles is a loner, so being a team leader, it doesn't really fit for him in my eyes. Like, he works with Sonic when, like, he has a reason to help Sonic with something, and that's perfectly fine for him. But I don't really see him as the guy at the desk in charge.
Maybe they could have done something with, like, I don't know, Infinite and his forces attack Angel Island and Knuckles has to hold them off or something, and then everyone gangs up on Infinite, and I'm writing fanfic bullshit as I go through the motions here. But, yeah, I guess to finish off, do you guys have a particular favourite Sonic anniversary year?
Well, I suppose the, like, SA2 was an anniversary year game, and Generations was an anniversary year game. So they're kind of the two big picks there.
Well, I mean, I think there's technically another one, but...
Yes, there is another one, but we won't worry about that one.
Well, I have no choice but to worry about that one, Flame, because in Europe, that released on my fucking birthday!
Personally, my favourite anniversary year game has to be Generations, and that is nothing to do with the quality of either of the games, it's just that that was the game that I actually got and played at the time of the anniversary, because I was relatively late to the Sonic Adventure 2 party, because I didn't play it until SA2 Battle, and even then I was a child and really not very good, so I got stuck on it that many times that, well, basically I got stuck on Crazy Gadget because that just confused me, Rouge's levels kept confusing me. Then eventually I got to like the final chase levels, got a bit stuck there. Then eventually I got into Last Story, got stuck at Cannon's Core. Then I got to Bio-Lizard, and Bio-Lizard is a buggy mess. So it literally took me probably like a decade to finish SA2 Battle. Because I was terrible, and then I just got bored and gave up.
Okay, I've been actually doing some research into anniversary years and whatnot. But before I do get into that, Flame, did these crystals always, like, rotate in colour?
I believe they had this pulsating effect in the original Mania mode as well, but yeah, I feel like, I don't know whether it's just the alternate colour schemes going on that's amplifying that a bit more, but I am noticing it a bit more here.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. So yeah, the 15th anniversary games. Sonic 06, Sonic Riders, Sonic Rivals, and Sonic the Hedgehog Genesis. Well, 1 out of 4 ain't bad.
Yeah, I like Riders.
That is the one I was talking about.
That is actually a genuinely good game that when you get past the very weird difficulty balancing, I did get quite a bit of enjoyment from.
Oh, now, the 10th anniversary, you had SA2, both base and battle versions, and Sonic Advance as well.
Not bad.
Yeah, although Advance 2 was better. Just throwing that out there.
You know, we've already talked about this, and we will get to Advance 3 eventually.
Yeah, we can only put it off for so long.
I mean, fuck, I brought up Sonic Schoolhouse. You know, that shows how desperate we're getting. But that was a good year for Sonic, was the 10th. What did the 20th have for us? Let me have a look here.
Well, definitively Generations, but...
Yeah, we had Generations, we had the 2012 Olympic Games, we had the re-release of CD, which was pretty cool. Sonic Tweet.
Okay.
I don't know what that is. Oh, it's a client thing. Whatever, doesn't matter.
I immediately stopped caring.
Now, the 25th anniversary. Ooh, this is going to blow your bollocks off. Let's have a look here. Alright, Mario and Sonic at the Rio 2016 Olympic Games. Never played it, whatever. Lego Dimensions, which, expensive as fuck, pretty cool in concept. Flame, maybe we could cover the Sonic stuff at some point?
Then I've got to buy the shitty little figures.
We'll see what's what. Sonic Boom Fire and Ice, by all accounts, an improvement over the original.
I like Fire and Ice a lot, yeah. It's a genuinely fun 3DS game, I think.
You covered that for us, didn't you?
Yeah, we have a stream LP on the channel from the Segathon, I want to say. That was an incentive game. That was a fun little run.
Sonic Dash with Classic Sonic and Green Hill Zone event, and then Mania and Forces. Now, I don't think Forces is as bad as people say. I also don't think it's as good as some people on my Twitter timeline say. But between Mania and Forces, that was a decent year, I'd say.
I mean, it's certainly not a bad year considering you got Mania, and people loved the shit out of Mania.
Was that the 25th though? Because they actually came out in 2017.
Well, it doesn't matter. It says 25th here. We'll see you next time for the final part.